Please note that in this recording, some of the questions may be inaudible, but the Master's answers are audible and clear.
Any question you would like to ask?
At the same time, when we're having a longing to be with the physical form of the Master, so that we can't keep ourselves from wanting to be in his presence, and yet he may tell us that we need to be obedient and we need to not follow in certain places or try and get too close to him.
Where do you follow? Where do you want to follow where you can't go? Then what is the problem? There's no problem. Why have a problem when there's none?
I know that there's some people that I've been close to who have that problem.
Let them worry about their problem. Why should you worry? Why should you live with other people's problem? We have enough of our own. Yes.
What is cosmic consciousness?
What is?
Cosmic consciousness.
Cosmic consciousness? It's just a level of consciousness.
Is it something pleasant?
Everything is present within. The more higher you go, the more sorry. The more higher we go, the more pleasant it is. Below the eye center, everything is unpleasant. No matter how beautiful it may look. And above the eye center, everything is pleasant.
We have to get beyond the mind to experience that pleasantness?
No, even before going beyond the mind, we definitely experience the bliss and happiness within. Very much. You see, mind itself is a fond of pleasure. And that is why mind is slave of the senses. When mind gets a better pleasure than the sense of pleasure, that is of the nectar within, that living water within, mind also gets absorbed in that divine melody. And mind also feels that bliss and happiness within. So when mind is attached to that, that is our best friend. And when it is pulled down by the senses, it is our worst enemy. So we have to turn the enmity of the mind into friendship. So mind is also not very happy in the senses. It runs to the senses to seek happiness. The more it tries to seek, the more miserable it becomes. So mind also wants better happiness, everlasting happiness. And that mind can only get within. So even before going beyond the realm of mind and Maya, you definitely get that happiness. Even in the first stage, you get a lot of bliss and happiness within. As soon as the tendency of the mind is upward and inward, you start feeling that bliss and peace and happiness. When the tendency is downward and outward, then naturally misery is there. Yes?
Master, what happens to a satsang who lives up to all the vows but has some trouble with the one on meditation?
Who
What happens to a satsangi who lives up to all the vows?
lives up the vows?
All the vows except the one on meditation where he's not.
I'll tell you. If you clean your utensil every day and don't use that utensil, what is the use of cleaning it? You clean your cup every day, but you don't drink any water, any liquid in that cup. Every day you get up in the morning and you clean it, and you don't use it. So have you any advantage of that? The only advantage is that you don't collect more karmas. By remaining steadfast to the vows, You don't collect more karmas, more sins. But you can only burn what you have already collected by attending to meditation. It will again become dirty. You clean a utensil. If you won't fill it, it will again become dirty. Again, you clean it again, it will become dirty. If you fill it, then you are saved from cleaning it every day. So foundation is very essential, but we should also have to build something over the foundation. Foundation alone is not sufficient. Cleaning is very essential, but cleaning alone is not sufficient. Then we have to use that utensil also. Yes. Yes, please.
Master, is part of our limited free will to is part of our limited free will to be able to do Simran throughout the day, or is it strictly the grace of God to be able to do that?
Well, sister, you have also limited free will, conditioned free will for attending to Simran. But then, now if you have an opportunity here, you can attend to your Simran very easily. But to come here, to get into this environment, to get this opportunity and facility, that is not in your hand. That is in somebody else's hand. But after having come here, experience the atmosphere, opportunity, facility which you find around you, now it is for you to attend to meditation. So in this way, you have limited free will to attend to your meditation. If you also include that you have a choice to come here, that is not possible. So we have limited free will always, conditioned free will. Yes.
I was reading today, Master, in St. John the Great Mystic, that karma has no power to create or destroy a soul, and that he tries to keep souls in this world. When the soul meets a living master and is initiated, that soul can be taken out of this world. It seems as though the number of people in this world seems to be increasing, which if a lot of souls are being initiated and are taken out of this world, perhaps doesn't seem to make mathematical.
You see, you are only thinking about the soul, what you see about. What about the universal, all souls which the universe has? Christ also refers that at the most they can kill your body but not your soul. Christ also refers somewhere in the New Testament that nobody can kill your soul. So soul cannot be killed. Body can be eliminated. Soul cannot be eliminated. But if you say that population has becoming more and yet people are following, it's a very friction of people who are following the path. Friction of the people. If you take the whole population of the world, even of humans, it's hardly, not even 1 decimal comes to. So question of becoming less population, more population, you can't calculate with this. Yes.
Master, does sound current purify the mind before you reach the eye center? When listening to the sound current, does it purify the mind?
You see, any time you give to Simran, any time you tend to your sound within, it purifies the mind. Any minute you give in his love and devotion, it purifies your mind. As I have said so many times, that one has to pass through so many phases. Child just after birth cannot start running. It has to pass so many phases before he learns even to stand and walk and run. And you cannot eliminate all those phases through which the child has to pass for him to run. So every step, every phase the child goes through is essential for him to run. He can't eliminate that. So similarly, any time we devote to meditation, any satsang meetings we hold, anything which fills us with devotion and love for the Father, is definitely helping us in meditation. They are the phases we have to go through before we can be pulled up. So they are all to our credit. Yes.
Is there someone that's grace or effort or is it both?
Pardon?
Simran. They talk of the gift of Simran. It's a certain amount of grace and a certain amount of effort then.
Well, grace is there. Without grace, you won't be on the path. Now, effort should be there to invoke more grace. Without grace, nobody can be on the path. And without effort, we cannot invoke His grace. The more effort we put in, the more grace we invoke. Yes.
How do we eliminate self-importance when doing seva? When attempting to do seva, how to get pride out of the.
You see, the purpose of seva is to eliminate ego. When we rub shoulders with the masses, we feel we are equals. And that helps us to realize how insignificant we are. That we are just like them. It definitely helps us to eliminate ego.
What about other types of seva? Say, assisting a satsang?
Any seva in the name of the Father helps you to eliminate ego. Yes.
If we're trying to make the meditation and Simran our primary purpose in life, should we, like when we're looking at jobs and have an opportunity between different vocations, to choose one that gives us more opportunity to do our Simran properly?
You see, we have also to have our job satisfaction. We also have to stand on our own legs, have our independent living for attending to meditation. If you are disgruntled with your job, your mind won't be at ease for meditation. If you are not independent in your living, you are always worried to look after your comforts and look after your living, your mind won't attend to meditation. So they have to go all together. Yes.
And Sarvachan Swamiji says that we should be, to become a guru, we should be careful not to do anything that would displease the master. And that we should try to find out what we're doing in everything we're doing in service to the master, and that if what we're doing is pleasing, or if the master is just allowing us to do it so we don't get displeased. And if we find out that if you are displeased, that we should stop doing it right away. Yet we don't do seva directly for you. So how do we go about that in our daily life?
Does not follow your problem. You see, wherever you may be, whatever seva you do in the name of the master is pleasing him. He doesn't have to be there to see you doing. Yes.
Forgotten question. When the mind finally gets the shabad and enjoys that bliss, then after it merges back into its source, can it still enjoy the bliss of shabad, or does it?
Mind is the happiest when it comes back to its own source. It's always enjoying.
Is it still getting the shabad?
Naturally, it is there at that stage. It's there always.
It doesn't ever lose it.
You see, mind is also happy when it comes to its own source. Yes.
How can we cultivate feeling that everything that we own belongs to the master, that everyone we see, the master is putting that person, that actually the master is everything?
Well, brother, you can't cultivate this feeling. It comes from within by meditation. You can't cultivate it. But it automatically comes when you are attached to the Shabad and Naam within. Automatically comes. Yes.
When we leave here, how can I deal gracefully with not having your darshan every day and not knowing when I'll see the physical form of the master again? And right now it feels like it'll be really hard not to see you every day. And I want to be able to do my duties in the world and, live gracefully and responsibly and, have the grace to.
Sister, just for that purpose, Master is within us, so that we can always stay with him.
I know that. You know.
Christ said, you know the way, the path, the truth. So when we know everything, so we try to reach there.
You know how great master would write to Babaji that he couldn't stand, being away from, not having his darshan, and he was just longing for it and wanted to be with him. And yet he had to do his duties.
So its advantage he got. That longing, that bire, that love took him to that height. Yes. Sorry.
And to instead that emotion can be channeled with meditation. Could you talk a little bit about how the emotion can be translated with singing?
You see, when you love the Master, it becomes easier for you to contemplate on his power. Now, these emotions are helping you to be there at the eye center because you love him so much. So it becomes easier for you to contemplate and visualize on the form of the Master and be with him. So your mind doesn't come down to the senses at all because you are enjoying your love there. So then naturally once you knock the door and it is open, then naturally you make progress with it. Yes.
We hear about meditation with love and devotion, but we know that there is no meditation without love and devotion.
Then what is the problem?
How can be devotion and love in the meditation?
I've just gave the answer to the lady and same thing. When we love the Master, then naturally we try to reach him. Anybody you love, you try to close the eyes and try to be with the person. Be with your beloved within. When you are separated, you always like to be with your love. You only close your eyes and like to be with him. You talk to them, you try to be with them, and that you feel happiness out of that. And though that is just your own mind. So similarly, when you love the Master, you like to be with the Master within.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, but there is meditation and there is meditation with love and faith. I mean, is there meditation without love and faith?
then meditation will create that love and faith. If you attend to meditation with love and faith, you will make progress. Otherwise, meditation will create that love and faith in you. Meditation creates love, it strengthens love, it helps the love to grow. Yes?
So once you feel that longing, will it ever diminish again?
Will it be?
Will it diminish again?
Will it be?
Will it go again, the feeling?
Well, it can, because that is mind. These emotions come and go. They never stay at the same level always. They come and go. So we like them always to increase by keeping in meditation. We like to preserve those emotions by attending to meditation and to strengthen them and to help them to grow. Yes.
Master, you have often told us not to analyze. Some of us in the West have been trained from the very early years to be analytical. I get the feeling from your telling us so often not to be analytical that it's a detriment to spiritual growth. Is that so? And if it is, how can we avoid analyzing?
Well, sister, mostly we analyze our own self very much. We're always analyzing ourselves. It leads to nowhere. So instead of wasting time, instead of wasting energy with the mind to whole day analyzing yourself, put it to the Simran. It will help. Mind is same. You can talk to your own mind, and you can put the mind into Simran. Yes.
Is it true that we don't see the inner master?
Pardon?
Is it true that we don't see the inner master or hear the real Shabad until we have finished most of our life destiny karmas? Because once we meet him inside, it becomes very difficult.
I think to some extent it is true. There are certain layer of karmas which we have to go through and which we have to account for before we go to that level of consciousness to be with the Master and start making progress with him. Definitely.
Before reaching that state, is it possible to be given the Shabad for bhajan?
No, we should continue attending to meditation. That is the main thing. Meditation will help you to count for all that.
But the quality.
Pardon?
The quality of the meditation.
Quality, it will automatically improve by meditation.
To the point of hearing bell sound?
By attending to meditation. When a child starts talking, his quality improves, he continues, he carries on with his broken words. But then he speaks beautiful. Quality automatically improves by practice. Yes.
When one is slandered, when an initiate who is following the path and living the vows within the best of his ability, working at being honest and sincere and trustworthy, and receives slander back, is this always a result of his own previous actions? I've read a lot about slander, that it's the grace of the Lord to balance sins from many lives.
You mean when once is slandered?
Slandered.
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 Slandered. When someone speaks ill of
Slandered, that's what I say. That's what I say. That is what I'm saying. You see, actually the idea behind is that we shouldn't take revenge of that. We shouldn't start feeling grieved and start revenging that person because he's slandering us, he's talking ill against us. We should accept it with a smile and forget about it. If there is one fool under a roof, why should there be two? That is the idea.
I've often heard that when we really forgive is when we forget. That part of the sameness. When we truly forgive in our hearts is when we can forgive.
No, sometimes we do forgive without forgetting. Because it becomes difficult to erase the memory. But definitely from a heart we have forgiven. But when we have forgiven, then slowly and slowly we forget also. But you cannot forget without forgiving. Yes.
Similar to that, but different. What if someone takes your money? Are you supposed to let that go as well?
But sister, it depends on situations. Because you see, you can't generalize everything. You see small little things like that. If somebody Somebody takes my pen and walks away. Shouldn't I ask him to give me back?
What if it's a fairly large amount of money and you can't seem to get it back from you?
That's what I say. It depends upon the situations. You don't like to be cheated and befooled also. You have to protect your own rights, but yet not to be very offensive. Not to be very offensive and aggressive, but yet you have to protect your own rights.
But what about if the efforts to protect them seems to fall to make it worse?
It depends upon the situation. You see how you handle it. It's very difficult to analyze things and give advice on such points. There are individual problems which we have to face every day. Yes.
Do we collect karma for our thoughts as well as our deeds?
You don't commit karma just by mere thoughts. But thoughts can lead to karma because they make a very deep groove on your mind. And that creates suppression in your mind, and you may act. Or you may take that desire with you after death to fulfill it. So in this way, thoughts definitely create karma. As Christ hinted this point, you see, he says, what to say of adultery? If you look at a woman with a lustful eye, you have committed adultery. Though it's just a thought. He has not done anything. But that thought can make a very strong groove in your mind. And when you're obsessed with the desire, you may have to take birth. So it has become as dangerous as adulteress. It has brought you back. Yes.
So, does the soul, when the soul ascends to the higher region, does it take with it the memories of the earthly world, of the earthly life?
It can revert back to that memory if it likes, but it doesn't. Its tendency is forward, looking forward always, not backward. And what memory we have to look forward? You see, it's not a memory of one birth or two births, memory of million births we have taken. Which memory the soul will recollect of the past now? Its tendency is up always ahead. You go to a beloved, you are absorbed in the love, you forget all what exists even around you. And you never think about other things at that time. You're so absorbed in the love. So if ordinary love can make us forget our all surroundings and our all events, what about that intense love within? Yes.
I understand that when a person is initiated, that it may take up to 4 lives to escape from this world. Is that because of past karma, or is it also because of conditioned free will?
It has nothing to do with the past karmas or conditioned free will. It's only mistakes have said that at the most you will take 4 lives. Not that you will have to take 4 lives. He says every life, every birth is better than before from the spiritual point of view. Every birth is better for you to make progress further and further. And within 4 lives, you will definitely clear everything. Christ also have indirectly referred to the same thing, sowing of the seed, parable of sowing of the seed. Seed falling on a barren ground, then on a rocky ground, then marshy ground, then fertile ground. So improving. Ultimately, we become a fertile ground. Yes.
The fact that some souls escape from this creation, does this in any way influence the fate or the condition of the souls who are left behind? Does it worsen
Some souls are?
The souls who escape, the fact that they are allowed to escape, does it worsen the condition of the souls who are left behind? Does Kal
Escape from where?
from this creation?
You mean when they go beyond the realm of mind and Maya?
Some souls escape the clutches of Kal. Does Kal sort of revenge, take it out on the souls who are left behind?
I'm not following your point, you see. Kal is only responsible for the souls who have come in the creation. Kal has no control over the souls which are not part of the creation. If they are left behind, they are with Father. What can Kal do to them? All this created is by the Father and it's managed by the Kal. So Kal is only responsible for the souls which are under his creation. This you see, which are in this creation. Not about those souls who have gone beyond the realm of mind and Maya. Kal nothing to do with that.
So it doesn't make any difference if some souls escape from this creation. The world just continues to go on the way down.
There is no dearth of souls for the world to continue. No dearth of souls.
I have another question. Someone suggested that Kal cannot create or destroy soul.
Yep.
That statement seems to imply that there's a power that can create or destroy soul.
You mean somebody besides Kal?
Well, there was a statement that Kal doesn't have the power to create or
That's
destroy
right.
soul.
He can't create or can't destroy a soul. He can only imprison them.
Is there a power that can destroy soul?
The Lord.
What does it mean to destroy soul?
We are already destroyed when we are part of this creation. We are already condemned when we are separated from Him. Nobody can kill or destroy souls. Only He can do anything. He's powerful. What is His destroying a soul? He'll pull that soul to His own level, finished. It has become a sea from a drop. Yes.
Maharaj, when the inner master takes the disciple back to that ocean, and we still have the form, we can see from the literature that past masters have still continued to long for their master's darshan and are still, therefore, having the desire to have their master's attention.
Well, sister, as long as anybody is in the flesh, he will like his beloved to be in the flesh. When he leaves the flesh, he will like, wherever that soul is, he will like the beloved to be at that level. Flesh has its own emotions. Those levels have their own love. But that doesn't mean the love of flesh is destroyed. That is still there. Ultimately, Christ says there is one shepherd and one fold. All waves merge into the same ocean. They come and go.
Yes. Can we have an adverse attachment to loved ones who have died? Who are no longer here?
You mean worst attachment?
Adverse attachment, and a harmful attachment to people who have already died.
Any attachment is harmful. Any attachment can pull us back. Christ says our heart is where our treasure is. You see, our heart is attached to the treasure, to the people. Any attachment can pull us back. When we are attached to something higher within, then automatically we are detached from everything. These attachments just fade out. They become meaningless. In our own life experience, you keep the whole life before you, right from the childhood. How many attachments we had? It was life and death sometime with us. So much struggle we have to go through to have them. We are so much attached to them. And the time comes when we don't look at them. We cannot see them. They were the same attachments, but now they faded out. Mind is never constantly attached to anybody. It's always waving. So when we are attached to something higher, then these attachments automatically fade out. You see, all these attachments are connected with the mind. When mind comes to its own source and soul gets a release from the mind, then those attachments cannot pull the soul back. Because they are only concerned with the mind. And soul was suffering because it was dominated by the mind. Now, since the soul is not dominated by the mind, so those attachments are immaterial for the soul. Soul is escaped. Yes.
Is it the mind that is thinking, or is it God putting thoughts into our head?
It is the mind which is
Thinking. Does the mind think, or is it God putting thoughts into our head?
Well, you can say anything. Both is right. Because I don't know what is your concept of God putting in your head. This is our past karmas. Due to them, we have these environments and facilities and opportunities. And they are conditioning our mind. So thoughts come accordingly to our mind. So you see, thoughts are natural due to those conditions of the mind in which it has been brought up, which it has been influenced, in which it is living, in which it is surrounded. All these thoughts come in the mind. So actually mind is projecting in many ways.
I don't mind it if it's projecting your image.
That is also in the mind. Those emotions also come in the mind. Love also comes in the mind. Inclination of the soul is always towards its source. Soul is always full with love and devotion for the Father. Soul has no love for anybody else at all in the world. Soul is always being pulled by the Father. It is only the weight of mind that we are attached to this creation. And the moment weight is lifted, soul automatically runs like a needle to a magnet. Soul is not attached to anything in this world at all. But it has to suffer due to the attachment of the mind. Yes? Yes, repeat your question again. Will you talk to? You see, well, to be very frank, love is a God-given gift. But necessity to love the Master, I'll explain. Because Christ says that we go where our heart is. If our heart is attached to the worldly object, worldly faces, then those love, those attachment pull us back to the level of the creation. If our love is with the Father, we are attached to the Father, we go back to the level of the Father. We are attached to the worldly faces, worldly objects, because we see them, we have them, we want to possess them, we can possess them for some time, and we feel them, so we are in love with them. Our instinct of possession is there, And that is why we are attached to these objects of the creation, faces of the creation. And only the love of the Father can take us back to the level of the Father. But how can we love someone whom we don't know, whom we have never seen, about whom we have no concept how he even looks? So we cannot love that being about which we know nothing, about whom we have never seen. We don't know the color, what it looks like. So mystics tell us we can only love at our own level. So when the Father wants to pull us to his own level, he sends his own sons to our level. They, being at our level, also have the privilege to be at the level of the Father. Being here, they are also there. And their real form is the same, which is the form of the Father. Father's real form is Word. And the real form of a mystic is also the Word. So they, then when we love them, we become part and parcel of them. And by our attachment to them, and they are attached to the Father, we get attached to the Father. That is why Christ said, if you love your father and mother more than me, then you are not worthy of me. Worthy to become me, part and parcel of me. Then you cannot come unto me. And unless you become worthy of me, you cannot become worthy of the Father. So when we are attached to a mystic, whose real form is Word, and who is going to merge back into the same divine ocean, with the attachment, that attachment to that being, we also get attached to the divine melody within. And we become part and parcel of the Father. So that is why the necessity to love the mystic, to love the Master. And this love we can only inculcate when our Master is living. Because if he is no more in the body, he is as away from us as the Father himself. The same problem remains then. Then why not love the Father direct? If we have to love the past masters, because neither we have seen the Father nor we have seen the past masters. So our problem remains the same. So that is why we come in contact with the living Master, living guidance, so that through our attachment to them, we get attached to the Father. And as far as loving them, it is entirely in the hand of the Father. Unless he marks us for someone, we don't even come in contact of that mistake. What to say of loving that mistake? When the Father marks us for some mistake, some saint, we automatically are drawn with one excuse or another to the company of that mistake. And we automatically get those privileges, those facilities, those environments in which we build that love, in which our love grows to their level, and from their level to the Father's level. So it's entirely in the hand of the Father. Yes?
I have a question for someone at home. In the Bible, it is mentioned that the sins of the fathers will be inherited by the children to the third and fourth generation. And he wants to know, would this be a reference to the 4 lives that Satsangi may have to live before he reaches such a life?
No. These are the attachments. You see, sins of the father are shared by the children. We are attached to the children. Father is attached to the children, children are attached to the father. So these are the karmic relation which grows from generation to another generation to another generation. So we pay for them. We account for them. what in the Bible is mentioned as sin, Indian mystics call it karma. They call it about original sin, and we call it original karma. So there's no difference between sins and karma.
Then how can we refer to good karma as well as bad karma? Or is that a misnomer? The idea of good karma or bad karma?
You see, karma is something which pulls you back to the level of the creation. Whether you do good karmas or bad karmas, they all pull you back to the level of the creation. You have to come back here even to account for the good deeds you have done. And definitely for the bad deeds you have done. So you have to rise above all type of karma, good and bad. So you may call it good deed and sin, but actually they're part and parcel of the same thing. They're all actions, whether bad action or good action, but seed is a seed. Whether you sow chili, whether you sow mango in a ground, it's a seed. Only thing is that one seed's effect is bitter, other is sweet. That's all. But it's a seed, it grows. So every karma we have to account for, whether they are good karmas or whether they are bad karma.
But then there's the concept of detachment, of doing things with detachment.
Yeah.
In the name of the master, to do it in the name of the cause. Is that possible?
You see, just by intellectually thinking that we are doing this in the name of the Father, you don't get attached at all. Unless you are attached to the divine melody within, it's impossible to detach yourself from the senses. Impossible. That attachment automatically detaches you from everything. That attachment creates detachment. Detachment never creates any attachment. So it's not the intellectual way of thinking that I am detached. It's a positive step. You see, a girl, she's in love with her parents, with father, with brothers, sisters, everybody. She likes her friends. It's impossible for her to detach herself from everyone. But when she gets attached to some young man, she automatically forgets everybody. So one attachment created detachment from everyone. Otherwise, it's impossible to detach for her one by one. It's impossible. So this is the nature of the mind, characteristic of the mind. So when mind is attached to the divine melody, divine light within, it automatically gets detached from the sense, from the worldly faces, worldly objects. Yes.
Master, if we injure the feelings of others, is there anything we can do to compensate for it, not collect any more bad karma?
Well, Christ refers in the Bible that while if you have trespassed anybody's right or injured anybody's feeling, you better go and make up while you are on the way. You are living, the person is living. You can apologize to the person. You can ask forgiveness because he is in a position to forgive you and you are in a position to ask for the forgiveness. But if he is not in the way, he dies, then whom you will go to ask for forgiveness? You die, he is still living. You carry that karma with you. So you have no opportunity to seek the forgiveness. So he says, while you are on the way. Otherwise, say exactly words are forgotten. Otherwise, you will have to be taken to the judge who will put you in the prison. Means, according to your karmas, you will get in one flesh or another. So we should never hesitate to apologize if we have really injured anybody out of the way, just out of malice, just to hurt him. We should never hesitate. Because we of course punish him, but we also punish ourselves. If you injure anybody's feeling, you yourself are never happy. You carry all that grudge within you and you are boiling within yourself and you are yourself miserable for a long time. So you have made yourself miserable, you have made another person miserable. And it doesn't finish it. It will carry on even in the next birth. The karmic relationship which you have now contacted and made, it may sprout at any time. So that is why somebody asked Christ, how many times we should apologize? 77 times or 7 times? He said 77 times, mean unlimited time. But in apology, you have to be honest, sincere. You don't just apologize to convince other people. You apologize because you are sorry from your heart. You're sincere within yourself for apology. And that apology is meaningless. Meaningful. Otherwise, it's just a self-deception that I have gone to him once or twice, he doesn't forgive me, why do I bother? That is no apology. That still ego is there. In apologizing, there's no ego. But the ego is the one who has hurt the other person. And if still ego exists in apologizing, there's no apology at all. Christ even so much said that if you are taking a present in a synagogue and offer at the altar, and if on the way you think you have hurt somebody, you have injured somebody, he says, go and make up with your adversary first. Otherwise, your prayer will not be accepted, your gift will not be accepted there. Because that feeling of injuring somebody will be between you and the Father when you are praying him. In praying him, only you should exist and the Father should exist, and nothing else exists in the world. So if you still have that feeling within you, so how can you pray to Father? You have to concentrate 100% in order to pray to the Father, in order to attend to the meditation. So if the other person's feeling you are carrying whole day with you, that you have injured somebody, or somebody has injured you, you don't concentrate at all in meditation. You're always boiling on that issue. You may not be able to injure other person, but you are injuring your own self. Yes.
So won't you please discuss the converse with us when somebody else has hurt our feelings, and then possibly we go to apologize, but they won't accept the apology and they won't speak to us or have us in the house?
Well, sister, if you are honest in apologizing, then you forget about it. Then the Lord will take care of it. You have done your best in your honesty. Now it is for the other person to come to that level to forgive you and to make up. But you have done your best. Yes.
What if we have done something and the person that would be hurt by what we did doesn't know about it? If somebody...
You mean if we are not conscious that we have trespassed somebody's right?
No, if we are conscious that we have trespassed somebody else's rights, but the other person is not aware of it, and it doesn't affect him, yet we have done something wrong.
Well, if you are carrying a sense of guilt within yourself, you will not be able to get rid of unless you apologize. And if you have forgotten and you have forgiven your own self, then you can forget about it. If you don't carry that feeling of guilt and you have apologized from your own self and don't want to face the other person because the situation is not there, then you should just forget about it. Sorry. Yes.
The other night, we discussed how with people who have strong desires, and that usually fetches them back for another lifetime. Now, in the case of people who are like millionaires, leaders of countries, royalty, things like this, Is it that they had strong desires in a previous lifetime, or is it an accumulation of good karmas?
Both. Having strong desires or accumulation of good karma, it comes to the same thing. There's no difference in that. They have done such good karmas for which they are having the reward now. Or they had a strong desire to get to those offices. It can be anything, you see. Practically, there's not much difference, you see. One thing you have done to deserve it, other thing you want to get it done. You have a desire to do it. Another thing, you have already done it. Desire to do it is also as bad as you have done. Yes, please.
Back to forgiveness. Sometimes in our lives, someone hurts us very, very much or takes something from us, like a crime perpetrated against us. And we try to forgive, but in being honest with ourselves, we find that the hurt or the anger is still there and we can't seem to get to the point of forgiving. What does that do to us spiritually, and what is the mechanism of forgiving? How can we forgive someone?
By meditation. Meditation helps you to fade out all those events from your life. Then automatically you forgive and you forget. It helps you. And with meditation, all those events of life just fade out from our mind. And we are not much concerned. Neither we are angry, cross about those events, nor we want to take any malice or revenge from the other person. So we just forget to rise above them. Yes.
About meditation, I was wondering about continuing to line and beyond, and we have each a derangement form, and then the routine for Raja. What does Raja do for you? Is it a cleanser, or does it pull you up in some way, like if you haven't reached the regular form yet? What's the difference of it?
Meditation?
No, Raja. When you haven't reached the regular form.
Sister, I have so many times discussed here that child after birth doesn't start running. He has to pass through so many phases before he learns to stand, walk and run. And the event of running, you cannot eliminate all those phases which he has to pass through. They are as important for him to run as the running itself. So, right when we sit in meditation, we don't start making progress at once. We have to pass through so many phases before we start making progress within. And you cannot cut down those, phases and just try to achieve those experiences within. And you cannot eliminate those phases for your progress. They are part of your progress. Child has to learn to lie down, to raise his head, to sit, to stand, before he learns to run. All that is very essential for the child in order to run. So similarly, we have so many obstacles in our way of meditation, so many hurdles we have to cross in order to have those experiences within, and they are part of our progress.
And those hurdles again are back to being the karmas, the things that come up in your mind while you're trying to meditate, are all the karmas that you have to pass through that you're trying to burn off through the meditation.
You see, it is the attachment of the mind to the senses. It depends how much time we take to detach it from the senses, to withdraw it to the eye center. How much we are involved in these worldly problems, in this worldly mess. The same time it takes to pull the mind out of all that. You like anything particular to be read?
Maybe about meditation.
All what we discuss, what we read is some aspect of meditation.
During Miti Seva, the men and women are mixed together during the Seva. I was wondering how to deal with the mind's attraction to the members of the opposite sex during Miti Seva.
Pardon? Some opposite sex asked you?
No, it was
Well, you're an experienced man. You could have explained him how mind is attracted to the opposite sex. Any other question arising from Mitti Ki Seva? Yes.
Speak to us about who's to say I'm not here when I'm not here. Sometimes you don't attend Miti Seva, and sometimes you do.
When?
Speak to us about when you're not there.
Well, when I'm not there, I'm not there. When I'm there, I'm there.
There's a concept that, when you're not there, you're actually there as well in some form.
And then, what is there to discuss about it? If you already know it. See, sometimes there are so many other pressing engagements which keep you away. It's difficult to follow the daily routine every day. Yes, please.
Is the radiant, I don't understand the radiant form. Is it just the eyes, or is it the entire form of one's master?
You just see him as you see him outside. Yet that is not the physical body. It is projected from that Shabad. Because we have seen the master outside, and we will not be satisfied unless we see him within in the same manner, same way, same face. So we see him just like we see him outside. Actually, it is Shabad, nothing else. Sorry. Yes?
Where is Mahasun?
Mahasun, after Sun. You see, it is just a way of explaining. Mahasun is the darkness of Mahasun, from where we have to go through. This is a stage, in the fourth stage.
The soul goes through by itself?
No, it is taken by the Father, by the Master. Not soul by itself can never go through that. Yes.
Maharaj, many disciples going for interviews saying that it is not good thing to discuss family matters, that they should only discuss spiritual matters. I would appreciate if you would give us a comment on what you like to discuss, whether spiritual or family or both.
At the interview, well, if I think you can discuss, unless it is very, very personal family matter, there's no sense in discussing it. And generally it should be spiritual matters that has to be discussed. Because ultimately we have to solve our own family problems. No advice will help. We have to solve our own problem. And there's hardly family matter which has not been discussed in the books. Because my 90% letters are just family matters. If we don't acknowledge them, it looks rude. And if we have to acknowledge them, it is nothing but the same thing again and again. Yes?
Master, when we're experiencing pain, many times it's difficult to hold on to Simran or to even meditate. And I therefore feel as though that I am being neglected by God. If I don't have Simran when I'm in pain, how can I not feel so lonely, so stranded?
I'm not followed. You see, you feel pain or you don't feel the pain?
Yes, when you're in pain, when you are in pain.
Then,
And the mind has trouble holding on to Simran.
naturally, you see, that is why we are in misery. Because mind is so scattered. The more mind is scattered, the more miserable we are. The more it is concentrated, the more happy we are. So if we are miserable because our mind is scattered, so it's better to withdraw it so that we may escape from that pain. That's the only way. The more you are at eye center, the more bliss and happiness you feel. The more mind is scattered out through the nine apertures, the more miserable you are. So to get rid of the pain and misery is the only way to withdraw the mind from all that problem and come to the eye center. Generally we divert our mind in worldly things. If we have worldly problem, we are upset, we divert our mind. We put TV on, we read some books, we read some newspaper, we go and call on somebody, we chat with friends, you see, just to forget that episode, unpleasant episode, just to divert our attention. So this is the best way to divert our attention, just to withdraw the mind from all that by Simran. Yes.
Master, I know we're not supposed to discuss any inner experiences with anybody but the Master, but what about experiences before we became satsangi?
Experience of?
Experiences before we became satsangi, before we came up.
Well, you can discuss it if you can't keep it within. If it is too much boiling, you can discuss it. What do we get by discussing the experience?
Perhaps it might come up a conversation where you're talking to somebody and it might help to explain something.
Well, if you can do it if it is very essential. But generally, spiritual progress within should not be discussed. Spiritual experiences within should not be discussed. There is always danger of feeling ego. That I have experienced this, I have experienced this. So when we try to show off, then we lose. Yes.
Could you tell us what the festival of Diwali represents now and what inner meaning it has?
It is just an excuse to entertain yourself. If you want to know my views. It's all childish, all childish. But we always need some excuse to celebrate something, to eat and drink. So we do it. Because they generally do it in memory of Ramchand. You see, Lord Ramchand, what they call, you see. And if you ask the history of Ram, they say 200,000 years ago. And who's going to locate that history? And how we connect today in historical age, scientific age, how we can trace somebody who happened to take birth 200,000 years ago. So it's a myth. From story, we feel it is a reality. So we definitely mind wants some excuse to merry-make, to laugh and enjoy and to collect and feast and eat. So this is one of the festival. That's all. Otherwise, there's no spiritual significance to it at all. But generally, we are all slave of the traditions. So we let the traditions continue. That's all. And then they become history. Then they become reality after 1,000 years. Nobody, no historian has ever proved that Ram ever existed. They doubt even about the Krishna, though they say he was only 5,000 years ago. Historically, they have not been able to prove yet at all. But nobody can contradict them.
But isn't there a concept that's involved, the concept of the triumph of good over evil? Is that
Yes, no, that is right. Concept is there. From concept we get from the story, not actual characters. I mean, I don't say that we should not try to. You see, actually, old mystics try to share with us the spiritual truth by stories, just like great master. And also in the childhood, we tell so many fairy tales to our children. Those fairies don't exist anywhere, and we have all forgotten those fairy tales. But the truth which the wanted to be told to us, that stays with us. So we learn certain things through stories, but we shouldn't give any importance to the story, but to the spiritual truth, which it departs. But the pity is that we cling to the stories as if they were the historical characters, and nobody tries to go to the depth of the spiritual truth which lies behind the story. That is lost. That is the only problem. Otherwise, there's nothing wrong with the story. So, from Bhagavad Gita, we have Krishna and other characters have come. From Ramayana, Ram and Sita and Hanuman and all other characters have come. So there are so much spiritual truth in that Ramayana. One picks up the spiritual truth. But nobody bothers about the spiritual truth. They are only concerned with the stories. Yes.
You said earlier in the session that we'll only know the depth of our love at the time of separation. Which you said that you don't exactly what you
Pardon?
You said that we will only know the depth of our love at the time of separation. I was wondering if you could explain that.
Well, you experience it rather than explaining it. When we are separated from somebody, then we know what is the real depth of our love. How much deeply we are attached to a person when we are in separation. We don't know our love at all when we are with the beloved. But we feel it much more when we are in separation. Where do we stand? On that platform of love. That's natural. Christ also said, blessed are those who mourn, who feel the separation. Yes.
Back to the pain of separation. While I've been here with you physically, seeing you, I haven't been bored. I haven't been bored seeing you, and I've missed you. I mean, even when you walk away in 5 minutes, I see you again. So, is it only our karma that's sending us back to wherever we're going in the world? And why do we have to go away from you?
The same reason why you had to come here. What brought you here? The same thing takes you back.
Well, one's easier to take. The first one's easier to take.
You see, our master is always within us. So question of separation from the master doesn't arise. We have come to the level to be with him. It is not the physical master who can always stay with us. It is our real master within who has to be contacted with him. Christ said in the Bible, it is expedient for you that I leave you. Probably from the same reason, that you are so much involved in my personality, running about after me, that you hardly give any time to meditation. And you are not trying to find me within at all. So when you will miss me, when you won't find me outside, you will try, naturally the love is so much within you that you would like to come to me. And in order to come to me, you know the path, you know the way. So you will follow that path and the way to come to me. So it may be in your interest, Christ said, that I leave you.